Hello, strong and beautiful woman. Wait, today we are going to talk about the weight and how to pick an efficient weight. Now, firstly, let me explain why do we want to pick up the efficient weight. Regardless of your goal, we got to challenge the body. We got to challenge the body. And the weight is one of the tools how we are doing it, or how we can do it. Okay. Now, how to pick up an efficient weight. So, on your program, you have a designated amount of reps. Okay. For the purpose of the video, I'm going to use 10 reps. Now, if you pick up the weight and you complete the 10 reps, now that last 1 or 2 reps was to be really, really challenging. But you still have 1 or 2 reps left in your tank, okay? So you didn't train to failure. So as I'm showing you on this video, the last rep was really challenging, okay? But I still had 1 rep. I very well remember I had a 1 rep left in tank. Okay, so my last rep was really challenging. I actually even paused before before the last rep, and really hesitated if I can or I can't. But I knew very well, I tuned in and I knew very well that I can complete that rep. But when I re-racked the bar, I knew that I could have done 1 more. Okay, and that is an appropriate weight for the designated amount of reps I had on my program. Okay, so again, the efficient weight is the one which challenges you, and the last 2 reps feel quite challenging. So you feel like you exert quite a bit of an effort, but you still have 1 or 2 reps left in reserve. So reps in reserve. So those are the reps which we are left with in the tank, in our body. Okay. Now, training to failure. On the following video, I will show you what does it mean to train to failure. So train to failure means that you literally go for the last rep, or whatever the amount of rep you've got prescribed, but you literally can push the dumbbell or pull the dumbbell to the place where it meant to go. Okay, so I'm performing the deadlift on this video, and you can see that I attempted for the rep, but I needed to put the bar down. So that is training to failure. Now, 2 things when it comes to training to failure. Training to failure is a good tool in exercise, in training, but we need to differentiate a couple of things. So if I pick up the weight on the first set and I fail, so I train to failure, then I know that because I've got another 2 or 3 sets prescribed, there's no way I will actually be able to reach the designated amount of reps. So if I fail, if I train to failure on the very first set, you know that you got to reduce the weight. You bring the weight down. So you actually can complete the amount of prescribed reps for the designated amount of sets as well. However, if this happens on your last set, that's actually okay. So that means that you have exerted your body, and hence you could not have completed the last set and you trained to failure. Now think about training to failure as a tool you want to experience every now and again. So you don't need to train to failure on every single set, and especially not every single session as well. Okay, so we had 2 things up until now. So we had efficient weight, where I want to feel 1 to 2 reps, the last 1 or 2 reps, really challenging, but still having a rep or 2 left in my tank. And then we spoke about reps in reserve, but also a training to failure. Okay, I'll recap this at the very end of the video as well. Now, when we think about the weight, we also want to think about the technique. Okay, so we always aim for quality over the quantity. So if I pick up the weight, but my technique is not correct, then please make a right decision and bring the weight down. So right technique, how do I understand the right technique? So please utilize all the mirrors in the gym. You always have a demo video on the app in your program, but also if you are not certain, always record yourself. 10 seconds, record yourself performing the exercise. Send it to me and I will provide you with feedback and we can adjust what needs to be adjusted. Okay, but always quality over the quantity. Okay, always quality over the quantity. And one more tool you can use is to really tune in and ask yourself, where do I feel the exercise? So sometimes the correct weight with a combination of the right technique will really click in and you will be so good in telling where you actually feel the exercise. Okay, so try to get into habit to ask yourself, where do I actually feel this working? So let's just recap. Weight, so correct, efficient weight. Again, regardless of your goal, we want to pick up a challenging weight so we actually can progress as we move along. Now, how do I know it is a challenging weight? So I want to feel challenged. So those last 1 or 2 reps are challenging. So I feel like I need to exert quite a bit of an effort, but I still have 1 or 2 reps left in the tank, reps in reserve. Okay. Then we had a look at the training to failure. So again, if the training to failure happens on the last set, that's absolutely okay. But if it happens on the very first set, that is your good indication to bring the weight down. It's a good indication to bring the weight down. Training to failure, good tool because it really helps you to understand how it feels to train to failure when your body really can perform any more reps. But it's something what we want to experience every now and again rather than on a regular basis. And last but not least, technique. Always think about quality over the quantity. Please record yourself. If you are not certain of the exercise, send it to me and or check yourself in the mirror and always ask yourself where you feel the exercise. Okay, so as always, if you have any questions, please let me know and let's pick up the right challenging weight. And as always, please don't be afraid. There is never a failure. You try, you see how it goes, and we always can adjust because if we didn't try, we don't know. Let's lift heavy.